All right, so let's do it like this.
Yeah.
Every time I do maternity shoots, I always try to understand like the dynamic of the couple, right? Part of that is reading men when they come in the room.
Yeah.
Like I already know what type of time it's about to be. Like if he's about to be like angry, or if he's like, yo, I got dragged into this, or if he's like, yo, I'm just happy. I'm just having a good time. You was definitely a having a good time person. You was laughing.
Yeah.
And then also when the dad comes in, that lets me know how silly I can be.
Yeah, for sure.
Cause I didn't know Kelly. So I was just like, all right. And you know, I'm just there. And I was like, oh, this shit better be funny as hell. Was you nervous?
No, man. I think I was just more so. I was definitely happy. Like I was happy as hell just to be there, like type of shit. Because I mean, for me, it was I was still processing. I'm about to be a dad. Yeah, and I felt like this day and age, you got to do that. You got it. I'm like Nick Cannon. You got to be at the maternity shoot.
Yeah. Yo, where my soundboard at? Hold on, for those who didn't hear it. Yo. All right, and you know what? I already see what type of damn pod this about to be. And all right, so let me tell you when the maternity shoots get odd for me. Depending on what she's wearing or not wearing, that's always weird. And like if they fought right before they got there. I had a shorty come, and you know this because you're an entrepreneur. You can't, if you give your client a little bit of room, they will take it. Yeah, they will take it. So I told her, I said, yo, somebody canceled before you. Feel free to come whenever you want to come. I'll be here an hour before. So feel free to come when you want to come. Well, I had to call Shorty an hour after her session started and was like, yo, where you at? She said, well, you said feel free to come when I wanted to come. And I'm like, yeah, I was here an hour early. Like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, technically you said come when I want to. And I was like, was you just going to come at 11 at night? Because it was at night. My kid is here, whatever. Yo. She walk in, rolling her eyes, aggravated. And I'm like, what's up? And she was like, we traveled from Greenville to this maternity shoot. And y'all know what Greenville is. And so she said, I'm like, all right, cool, bet. Greenville, South Carolina, right? So she said, he forgot his clothes in Greenville. So we ain't got, I looked at her. I said, yo, I'm going to holler at y'all next time. And the crazy part is, and she was so mad. And she was like, I just do my shoot by myself. Yeah. And so halfway through the shoot, I said, look, meet me here tomorrow morning at 9:00 in the morning. I will knock the rest of y'all outfits out. And look, sis who did that, you did not tag me on your pictures. I made a comment. You liked my comment. I liked every comment when people said, who is the photographer? She did me dirty, dog. And I think it was because I gave her attitude before she got there. And then her man just pissed her off. But he was mad cool. Shout out to him. Yeah. And it was something else. But I can't say what I need to say because it'll be an identifier on her. And then, that's how I go. Yo, I want to welcome everybody back. This is episode 2. I officially named this the Playbook. I don't know why. I was going to get us a logo. I gave that shit up. I wasn't going to do no logo. I'm like, yo, as an entrepreneur, every morning you wake up thinking about, every time you go to bed, every time you wake up, you like, how can I further my business?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I didn't feel like adding this to my plate. I already have to edit it. I already have to record it. As you saw, I don't have a production team. I be lying to y'all when I say I got a production team.
You got a one-man production team.
And the person is me. Yo, shout out to my guests that show up early.
Yeah.
You pulled up when I pulled up.
Oh, for sure. I actually was around back and I pulled back around. So, you know what I'm saying? I was already here. I was here. Hey, I was ready to do it though. Like the maternity shoot, bro. I'm happy to be here.
Look, all right. So what is your name? Give us your name.
So I go by Reese. If you call me Tyrese, I probably really don't know you. If you that mean you read that shit off a piece of paper, but I go by Reese. Olympus, some people call me. That's my under the brand name, Olympus Cuts. So, some people think it's my name, and I'm cool with that as long as you come get this haircut. You know what I'm saying? Come catch the fade. You got a tip for sure. But I really don't. I appreciate it, but I realize the times we in right now.
Fuck that.
I don't. I'm not tripping. How much catch this fade though?
Quick question.
Okay.
And this is getting
because I already know where this going.
We about to do. Don't even look at that board. That shit old. How much should barbers be tipped? What you think is fair? You can give us a percentage. Let's say my haircut is $40.
Okay.
How much should I tip my barber?
42.
Should tip him $2. Go ahead.
Nah,
tell him.
Man.
Here you go. The barber's about to kill you.
See, I got good clients, man. So I can't speak for everybody else, man. My clients, they help me, bro. So I'm not gonna see. This is a tough thing though. Even when it comes to like people talking about pricing, I think we kind of like generalize the entire services and stuff like that, right? So for instance, I'm typically doing full service for most of my stuff. So that's also probably why I get tipped a lot more than other barbers. Like I have the hand massager, I wash hair, condition hair. I'm doing the do-rag with the foam and stuff like that.
Darnell, you don't do none of that shit. Yo, I'm firing my barber right after this.
But like for me, most of the time, like when you leave, for the most part, you just gotta wear do-rag. You know what I'm saying? At night and for the most part, you good for a while. Yeah. And people tip me off of that too, because most of the time, the people that I've been working with, most of them, they said their haircuts last for a pretty long time compared to the barber they were with before. So I get the large tips. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like, shout out, man. I get the $25, $30 tips. Sometimes double.
You stop. We're not doing that.
Sometimes double. But I feel like,
you know what? Yo, my man fighting for barbers, man. I cannot do it. I fight for the clients.
Oh man, all right, let's go.
You know what? All right. Here's my problem with barbers.
Man. Okay, let's talk about it.
Y'all doing so much when we get in the shop.
Okay.
First of all, barber haircuts.
So you generalize again. Though.
Absolutely,
you say y'all.
Absolutely. I am here to fight for the clients. All men. I'm fighting for us.
Let's talk about it.
You want to go with my first issue with the barbershop?
What's that?
Men do not own the barbershop no more. We go in there, it's women everywhere. They dropping off their badass kids. You know what I'm saying? They yelling. The music changed. We can't cuss in there. We could never really cuss in the barbershop, which I respect. Okay. I do respect that. All right, my biggest issue. I'm in there for too long.
Okay.
I need to be in there 30 minutes.
You talking about during the service or before?
During. No. I don't believe in no more just walk-ins. I mean, I understand that works for everybody else, but I like the new technology in barbering, right? Mm-hmm. So I like the scheduling. Yeah. I like how I can pick my service. Mm-hmm. I like how I can prepay. Yeah. Mind you, I've had the same barber since forever. 15 years.
Yeah.
So all my complaints are false, but I'm fighting for the other people.
Okay.
But no, I think all cuts should be between like 45 minutes is like a good sweet spot.
I feel like that's a good sweet spot. Yeah. So the only reason why, so you would say I'll take longer, right? But that includes, like I said, me washing the hair, conditioning, and I'm sitting. Most men look at it funny from the outside looking in, but I am sitting you in a dryer for a little minute because I'm letting the wave foam dry down, doing the whole nine. So you are in there a little bit longer, which is why the service is a little bit more.
Absolutely.
That's why you're going to tip more. You're going to feel better when you leave. It's a whole thing.
Talk that shit.
It's a whole thing, bro. Like, so, and like I said, you can't generalize y'all because I feel like, okay, the person who's doing the exact opposite of me, he shouldn't be charging exactly what I'm charging either.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Just like how I pulled up when you pulled up, really before probably.
No, you was here before.
I'm usually like ahead of schedule on my clients too, because I would have clients like yourself where you're like, yo, I'm on a schedule. I'm an entrepreneur. I got people that shout out to my profile. He runs like 2 hospitals. You know what I'm saying? So he can't be late for anything. You know what I'm saying? Some people I do. Like we're in the world of like Zoom right now. Yeah, bro. I set up like the thing so they could do Zoom calls while they get cut sometimes.
Yo, Darnell, you don't do none of that. So that might be the title. Darnell does none of this.
No, but nah, he's doing a great job. I seen his work, so I'm a vouch for him. I'm still on the barber side.
Somebody deleted my gunshots off of here. I was gonna shoot at his ass, but they deleted it.
Nah, I seen this stuff. So shout out to him, man. But yeah, man, like I think that what's the original question though? So you said
no, I just came in bitching.
You talking about it's too long though. And I also feel like, you know, go to somebody that fits in
your schedule.
What you like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, the cool part about him, and like I said, I remember I can't remember this dude. He was 16, he was in Atlanta. He was in high school and he was charging like $100 a cut. Yeah. But his mom had owned a salon for like 20 something years. And I remember I hit up Neil when he was living with me. I'm like, yo, look at this. You can go in and book him. Because mind you, he couldn't work but only certain days, mostly on the weekends because he was in school.
Yeah.
And so he had the scheduler, you could pay, and I'm like, yo, this is amazing. So I think those things is super cool. But also every service you book, you see the time.
Yeah.
Like, so I know the little quick haircuts, you know, whatever. It might be, it'll say 30 minutes, it'll say 45 minutes, say an hour. I do have a coupon with Nail that I get like some cut. It's going to be like a 2-hour cut. I ain't got time for that shit. That's probably why I ain't use it, but I'm going there. All right, before we get there,
okay,
where are you from? I didn't get to none of the intros besides your name, but where are you from?
I'm originally from Aden, North Carolina.
Oh, that's the country.
The country, bro.
Bro.
The country. And I'm proud to be from there, though. Don't tell nobody I'm from Greenville. I hate when people do that. Just because it's the closest big city. I'm from Aden, North Carolina.
You're not even from Wilson.
No. I'm from Aden, North Carolina.
What's wrong with Wilson?
I ain't gonna lose you no subscribers just in case they from Wilson. What's not wrong with Wilson?
Come on, man. I went to Wilson one time for a photo shoot. It was for my best friend. It was for her grandparents.
Probably passed it a couple times.
Bro, I was in Wilson. I was like, y'all, I see why y'all moved. Yeah. All of y'all. I'm like, don't ever bring me back here. All right. You gotta, so let's go through. Okay. This is the playbook. This is about fatherhood.
Okay.
Clearly you have kids. I had a young lady today. A kid, excuse me. Whoa.
Hey, don't throw no more on me.
Yo, I've met his wife. She's crazy. She's cool. I would say every time I see her on Instagram, I'm like, yo, you look like you beat bitches up. I literally write that to her. And she'd be like, why do you say that? I'm a nice person. I'm like, nah, you look like you done boxed a couple people up before.
Bro, she don't play about me either.
Like, yeah, I know. So, but all right, so you have a kid. It was funny though, today, a young lady was like, oh, I want to come on your dad podcast. I'm like, you're not a man.
Yeah.
You're not a dad. You have a boyfriend. Like, what's going on? And I was like, he don't even have kids. She was like, oh, I guess you're right. People just want to come hear themselves talk, but I'm cool with it. What do you have, son or daughter?
I got a daughter.
How old?
3 years old.
How is it?
Treacherous threes. Treacherous threes. And going back, it's funny because like now that you like mention my wife, it's funny when I see her look at our daughter and she like, where did she get this from? I'm like,
oh, facts.
You.
Bro.
Like the stomping, I'm like, you.
Bro. Like my boy Pout, and it's like, she be like, oh, like, all right, so my boy sometimes he say something and it sounds like very close to shit. And I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
And she's like, you gotta watch what you say. I'm like, yo, I don't curse around him. Yeah. I'm like, that's you and your mom. Yeah. She was like, I don't say shit like that. And he'd be like right there. I'm like, yes, you do. Like, what are we talking about here, man? Absolutely. Tell me this. Should we do it now? Yeah, you got a dad tip for anybody before we get started? This is the most unorganized podcast ever, by the way.
Do I have a dad tip?
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Put your seatbelt on. Oh. No, I'm playing. Yo, so I was going to actually put this on another part of the podcast, but this is my dad tip. I don't care how much that baby cries at the beginning. I do not care. Deal with it and do not put that baby in the bed. Do not let that baby sleep with y'all. Cause
facts.
That's the only tenant you can't evict. You can't. After you cross that bridge, you cannot evict that tenant. It's tough.
So did you get caught up with your baby in the bed,
bro? So I know, and it was me. I messed up. I messed up.
That's 2 for 2.
She was crying, bro. I don't know what she had going on. And I remember I picked her up and I'm just going to guess probably like 15 to 20 appointments set up for the next day. And I was like, yo, I need to get some sleep.
Absolutely. That's the setup right there.
I put her on me and it was just like, she was like, man, she been sleeping in this bed ever since. Or even if she don't start out in there, bro, like I'm semi-alert while I'm asleep, bro. I see 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, she gonna sneak back in there.
Yep.
Every time. And it's like, man, you can't do nothing when they're in the bed, man.
Bro, I remember shout out to Dr. Will. I need you to come on here so I can never mind. I was gonna talk about I guess I just said it. I was gonna talk about how people I've uninvited to the pod, but we'll leave that out. I mean, I'm not bleeping it. But shout out to Dr. Will. You still got to come on the podcast, sir. And it was funny because when Karina was pregnant. He's a chiropractor, right? So he's doing everything. And he was like, I got some advice from y'all. Don't let the baby in the bed. Don't never do it. And so, the joke for me was, after the baby, he had asked me, he's like, yo, he in the bed with y'all? I'm like, nah, you kept saying it. And so I was like, dang, she wouldn't let the baby get out the bed. He's like, nah, it was me. And so that's why I said 2 for 2. You the second man who said do not, and you are the second man also to say it's on me.
Yeah.
And then I always say this, so we never did it. We had the bassinet beside the bed, and then probably when he got to 6 months, we went on and moved him in his room. And the only reason why, because he started going to daycare at that time. And I told my wife, I said, it is no reason for him to sleep in a separate crib at daycare and not sleep in a separate bed than us home. And then also to the fellas out there, you never getting asked if your baby in the bed. Like, bro, you got to find unique ways.
Which camera on me, man?
Two. That one.
This one?
Yes.
If you think you about to wake up in the middle of the night, I'm gonna look at this one too. And slap box with some. Hold on, let me make sure I get this right. If you think you about to wake up in the middle of the night and slap box with some coochie, you gonna have some little toddler toes in your face because they sleep crazy. That's another thing. They sleep crazy.
And kick you.
And it's gonna be one. You're a man, like it's gonna be one of them nights where you just like, bro, I just
got to.
Man, I gotta go at it,
and you can't. Look,
man, like
don't do it.
And it's even like the setup, like, where they supposed to be laying down.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to get them comfortable, like them, or the wife is trying to get them comfortable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They end up in the bed.
Yep.
You like, damn, I'm trying to get her in her room. They end up in the bed. And then next thing you know, by the time you do get them in the room, your wife, she done fell asleep.
Yeah.
Or she's tired.
Facts.
And she like, nigga, you should have got this.
You should have did this earlier.
A while ago.
I told all my boys.
And there was no earlier.
Nah, it's never earlier.
There was no earlier.
Like, it was funny. I'm in a group chat, and I was telling the fellas, I'm like, yo, if I don't get asked by 10:30, it's just not happening. Like, and they was like, damn, it's 9 over here. I was like, God damn.
Bro.
That's the other part that nobody don't want to talk about. There's a certain cutoff time. Once you get, especially if you entrepreneurs.
Oh, yes. And we both are.
Exactly. Like, you tired. You so much that goes on. And then, like,
I ain't never too tired for that, though.
Yeah, but the problem is we ain't. They are. They be like, they look at you and be like, yo.
Yeah, they like,
what you been doing the last 2 hours?
You done missed that train.
The window is gone.
Yeah.
I've packed it in.
Yeah.
And then you got to wait 4 days. Anyway, how was your upbringing? Like, was your parents in the home? Was your parents together? Like, how was that?
No, so my parents were not together.
Okay.
Shout out to my dad.
Yeah.
Well, no, shout out to my mom first, because I know she gonna say something. She gonna be like, sure, I know you ain't put this, like, but nah. So I lived in the crib with my mom. But I grew up with 6 siblings.
Okay.
We essentially all grew up in the same town. The reason why I said shout out to my dad is because that's the reason why I have 6 siblings for the most part. So me and my 4 of us are very close in age, I will say. And yeah, man, like we all grew up together though, which I always will appreciate. And to this day, man, we talk pretty much almost like every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I got a sister, she's right. My youngest sister is right above Charlotte in college. Okay. And even though we 10 years apart, we talk all the time.
That's what's up.
And so like my upbringing though, my dad was in the Army.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I was raised by my mom essentially, and grandparents as well, and the aunts that are around. So my mom said I have all aunts. So I grew up around, straight women. Yeah. Which is wild in itself.
I understand it.
Yeah, in little old Aiden. But yeah, man. Outside of that, I was that kid that was we were in between the projects and the country. You know what I'm saying? So I got that country ratchet, what I'm saying, thing going on like here in Charlotte. But man, for me, it wasn't like a I got the same crazy childhood that a lot of people say they got. But for me, one thing I will say is that I always had family. You know what I'm saying? No matter how crazy things were as far as like just around us, we always had a tight knit family. Yeah. And my family, I mean, they a little wild sometimes, you know what I'm saying? They could be a little crazy sometimes, but You know what I'm saying? We always had each other's back, man. And
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
How was your relationship with your dad coming up? How did that affect the relationship you now have with your daughter?
So, in the beginning, I don't think I understood a lot with the situation. You know what I'm saying? I will say that. So in the beginning, it was kind of how can I say it? I didn't hold any like resentment in him, but you know, like it's always weird. It's like why isn't my dad like here in the beginning? Because my dad, I want to say he retired out of the military. I want to say I was maybe like middle school. Don't quote me on that, but you know, I'm talking about like we're talking about like elementary school. So and he had responsibility. He was in the Army. He also got 5 other kids to take care of.
Yeah.
Like, so, but you don't understand that growing up
Absolutely.
at first, right? So I felt like as I got older and I started to understand certain things, I kind of understood why things, no matter how perfect or imperfect they were, I understand why they were the way they were, right? So giving you the reason why I talked about my siblings, because 4 of us were born before he graduated high school.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, what else could he have done besides go to the Army?
Yeah.
With 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, no matter how perfect or imperfect things were, I felt like at the beginning, I didn't understand a lot. And then as I grew up and gradually began to understand, it brought things into my, you know what I'm saying, my life as to certain things that I was going to do and not do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Whether not do was, I'm not going to have any kids. I'm going to try my best not to have any, you know what I'm saying? Because at the time I was an athlete. I was, you know, going off to college and things of that nature. And obviously you get thrown a lot of booty when you,
in school.
Before that, you get to college, like, because I mean, we're talking about like,
and y'all in a small country, and the only thing is there to do is drink and have sex.
Yeah, and play football and lift weights. so we looking like grown man. We full of testosterone out there. But nah, man. And I will say now, like, I feel like that has me not understanding, then beginning to understand, that has made our relationship grow even more to what it is now. Because I mean, I talk to my dad all the time now, you know, like, because it's like, first off, he has a little bit more, you know, flexibility in a sense with, he's retired from the military and things of that nature. So sometimes, like, I have been able to call him to just do shit sometimes. It's like one time we had to go to Atlanta. I was like, Dad, I kind of need you to come to Atlanta, like, to just watch Layla for tonight, because I need to go out. So it was shit like that, you know what I'm saying? But I know he definitely wanted to be there, but it also had me like, okay, well, maybe I can make certain decisions that not really that because I don't know what was going on at that time. We talking about the 90s, obviously. So
absolutely.
I don't know what was going on during that time, but I said, okay, I can make decisions today to not have to go through some of the things that he had to go through or my mom had to go through, or create any confusion in my child's life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Did you ever feel like, and I've started to ask men this, was there ever a time where you just had to like forgive him, like whether it was mentally or just reach out to him and be like, yo, even if it wasn't reaching out, just to be like, yo, I don't know what you was going through. Like, and because did you ever have to go through that point in time in your life?
Mentally I did, because so for me, like, I am my mom's oldest child and only son. So one thing that I had to, like I said, mentally, like I said, I didn't know what they was going through at the time. So it was a situation where I had to be like, later on in life, and me sitting down and realizing like why things were the certain way. I was like, man, I can't really hold too much against them. First off, I don't really hold on to the past a lot either. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that is bad and good about me, but I don't hold on to the past because I'm like, man, things are the way they are for a certain reason. And it just happened. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what way it happened, it just happened. So, like I said, mentally, I did feel like I forgave him. But I also look at my situation compared to other people, and I'm like, man, my shit could have been totally different,
bro. Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Facts.
I could have not ever met him.
Yeah.
Or like I said, man, we from a rougher area, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like I have friends, their parents passed when we were in elementary school. Some of them never met their dad in the streets with their dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a situation where I was like, even if it was phone calls and we were disagreeing, you know what I'm saying, when he was living in Oklahoma, like I still got a phone call. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have not got shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Even I remember one summer, bro, we stayed there in Oklahoma on a military base.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 don't recommend. That shit's horrible. But so we still laugh about it to this day, man. Like, and that was back in the day where we really didn't have shit. So we was in there eating Army meals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We Army brats for real that summer. I was like, yo, send me back to the country. I go ride them horses. I go dodge bullets in the projects because I'm like, bro, this is wild, bro. Army base is just not for a kid. But at the same time, me and all my siblings were together. You know what I'm saying? We made the most out of it. Yeah. And like I said, some people don't ever see their dad, or like even if they're in the service, they could die in war. They can, whatever the case may be. And I think we overlook those things a lot. Yeah. What it could have been. And I'm just happy for what it is. You Absolutely. Know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And like we are perfectly fine. Like I said, man, we talk all the time. Yeah. And you get those conversations from mom, like you know those conversations.
The funny part is as you get older, I never forget this. I had one of the guys who listened to the podcast, and him and his dad weren't close at all growing up, right? Yeah. And his mom influenced some of that, and his dad helped influence it. Let's not remove his dad from it. But I remember one day he hit me up when we was in college, and he's like, man, I finally spoke to my dad. And he's like, I understand why he did some of the shit he did, especially dealing with my mom. And I was like, come on, bro. He was like, no, I get it. He's like, and sometimes he's like, I just can't understand some things. And even for me, like my dad was always there. I grew up with my pop, so but it was different. You know what I'm saying? Because even though he was there, my pops was very strict. Like I couldn't do stuff. He worked all the time. Yeah. So it would be times where I didn't see my dad, or I'd be asleep by the time he came home, and he wouldn't be there when I get up because he'd be gone. But then it was like a switch went off once I got older. And I think part of that comes from him being relieved from fatherhood, so to speak. Like, all right, some of my duties can be taken away a little, like some of them, right? Yeah. And it was like he was able to become more of my friend, and we can get cool. And so I'm like you. I call my dad up now and be like, yo, I need you to come do this. Can you do that? I'm trying to go out. So it was super cool. My headphone's about to die, but it's all good.
I will say this. One thing that I did appreciate coming from his perspective when we on the topic of dads, obviously. No matter how I'm not gonna say I was ever a super rebellious child, but I could have been, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He never, you know what I'm saying, stopped trying to, you know what I'm saying, gain that love or whatever could have been missing or whatever, so to speak. And like I said, I started to understand why he did certain things the way he did them. He was always that dad too that later on, he came back. He was coaching our basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Pulling up to the games all the time. Yeah. And like it was still very interesting because one side, like I'll never deny the fact that any man you meet from the country of North Carolina is a mama's boy.
Oh, facts.
Any man you meet. So
that might just be North Carolina.
Obviously you're just naturally on your mom's side. You know what I'm saying? And then so I kind of was always on her side. You know what I'm saying? To this day, like even Kelly made a joke the other day. She's like, I would say something, but I know your ass gonna take it personal because I was like, it better not be a mama joke. That's what it better not be. It better not be a mama joke. Right. But nah, man. Yeah, man. So other than that, like, and then this is also going to some stuff that we probably gonna get into as well. Yeah. Me not understanding, what my mom could have been going through.
Facts.
to, you know, cause friction between the two. You know what I'm saying? So once I start to accept that as you know, me being a husband, me being a father, once I start to realize these things, and I would say it happened before that, because I started trying to look into other things that were why were they a specific way? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And once I realized these things, I was like, damn, it could have been this way, it could have been that way. You know, like who knows? But,
who knows? Absolutely.
But yeah, man, you just got to move forward with that. And like I said, you know, we got a great relationship now, so I can only accept that and move forward. And,
you ain't got time to dwell. Yeah,
and a lot of people do, bro. A lot of people do, and they don't even know they doing it half the time. Yeah,
you know, my thing is always, I always encourage those people to go like seek help.
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't think they need help. But it's like, yo, and it, you know, I have family members who parents wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And I use parents because one was inconsistent, and then they realized the other one was just as inconsistent, even though they was present. And now that I'm old, I understand why they was like, no, I have to just put that by. I have to move forward. I have to grow. I have to seek help. I gotta, you know, nobody wants to trauma bond. Let's fix the shit and keep it moving. All right, I want to have an interesting conversation with you, because, and let's take out the fact, and this might help, so don't take it out. I was going to take out the fact that your wife is an entrepreneur. It's hard being a dad and being an entrepreneur.
Yes.
Because I put it like this, and I tell all entrepreneurs this, and I tell this to people who want to be entrepreneurs. I say, look, however much you want to make as an entrepreneur, there's a job out there that you can go get where you could do less work and get paid more.
Yes.
Because like, no matter how much you make as an entrepreneur, just know you could have probably made like 30% more doing less work in the corporate world.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
by far. And you don't take work home sometimes.
Exactly. And you don't work weekends. And you know, it's ways of getting around it. So, and
you got benefits.
Yo,
I'll come back for another episode on
bro, please. Like, yo. Entrepreneur, if you really, you know what? I told my homegirl, shout out to Sierra. She's a esthetician. And Sierra told me, she said, a lot of people want to turn their passion projects into a business. And those are the people who will always fail. Like, some things should remain just a passion project.
That is a fact.
Nonetheless, it's hard convincing the mother of your child, your girlfriend, your wife, all the above, however you want to see it. It's hard to convince them that you want to remain an entrepreneur when you got a little one running around and every day ain't sunny.
Yeah.
How did you navigate that? Like, because you were an entrepreneur before even though you was an entrepreneur before your daughter got here, it's still hard to really be like, because responsibility changes.
Yeah.
So how was you able to navigate that? Like, as soon as, like, once she got here and you was like, did you ever contemplate going back to work? Did you ever, when I say go back to work, going back corporate, did you ever contemplate, like, what was them dark times like? Because I know they come.
Yeah.
Because it sound like, if I'm doing the math correctly, I ain't getting all in your business. It sound like you had a baby during the pandemic.
Yes.
And that, me and you both. And that was interesting.
That shit was scary.
Look, you can get to that.
Man, and it was crazy because I definitely thought about going back to work at one point. And for those of y'all that don't know, I started out in corporate America, right?
Okay.
So I left that and, you know, became a barber, got my own spot now. And I honestly, man, to answer your question, I still think I'm navigating through it now in the sense of, like, you know, things being tough, because even I feel like a part of me just like, man, I just can't go back to it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I was like, I just got to make this shit work at this point. I was just like, I just got to make this shit work. Because at the end of the day, like, the part about, like, that we mentioned about money, like, that stuff is cool in corporate America, but nobody in the house is going to be happy if I'm pissed off all the time when I come back from work. Ain't nobody going to be happy. Because, and it's just like, I get, like, I get it, you know what I'm saying, for the people, like, 'cause some people enjoy that, you know what I'm saying? But for people like us that have found that thing that we love to do, that we know we can make money off of, that we know it is a legitimate business and it's ours. Man, it's definitely tough to let that go, but you become creative as hell during those times. Like you start to figure it out. And I feel like you need those times to navigate through that. And sometimes, like, even though my wife is self-employed, it is, you know, harder for her to grasp, because I will say, like I am a workhorse when it comes to like that, like the business side of it and figuring shit out. Like, because even before Layla got here, bro, like I was in the mall because I worked in the mall. I was a barber in the mall.
Okay.
I was in there minimum 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yeah.
And usually I was going there a little bit before the mall opened, and I'm always staying past close. Yeah. So in the beginning, like, and that's just what I knew I had to do to get to where whatever the next thing was. Yeah. Which for now, for me, it was opening my own spot. Yeah. And then, you know, it's continued elevation from here, because just like we were talking earlier, it's like I'm not satisfied with just doing this thing forever. You know what I'm saying? And also, like, you gotta navigate in the sense of like through action. You know what I'm saying? Showing her where y'all are going. You know what I'm saying? And that path is not it's not gonna look like everybody else, especially on social media. Facts. People that work jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and y'all be lying, but go ahead.
Yeah, y'all be lying like shit. But but it's not gonna look the exact same way. But you gotta kind of you gotta plan out that roadmap, and that's something that I'm getting better, you know, doing as a man and as a husband, as a dad, is like actually like showing what that roadmap looks like. Because facts. At the beginning when we weren't married, I felt like it was still kind of separate. So yeah. I had goals, but it wasn't. We were talking about it, but I didn't map it out the way I should have to make it make sense.
Bro, so I've been knowing Karina since I don't fucking know, 2011, 12, 13, whatever. She asked me, never mind.
Lord.
She was like, oh, yeah, because she was like, you're the last guy I talked to since this date. What about you? I was like, yo, man, I forget.
Sometimes. Wild time.
Not good with numbers. Not good with dates. So, but anyway, but in that, yeah, we're having these conversations. I mean, I say all that to say around 2013, we was done. Like, we was together and we dated for all these years. We dated for 4 or 5 years. We get engaged. We get married. And the hard part was, I remember a dad came up to me and he said, I know you've been knowing her for a while. And his wife was right beside him, and he said, yo, get you a Google Calendar. You have to communicate better. I don't care how well. He said, once this kid gets here, you being an entrepreneur, communication is key. Yeah. And when you do become, even though you've known somebody before, even when you become a husband and, you know, once that kid gets there, it is important to show that roadmap. Like, yo, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm planning. One, because women see things differently, so they can help you navigate things differently. And they are able to point out to you, yo, have you thought about this? Can you do this? Yeah. Whatever. And for me, it was just one of those things where I always like to think I got it. Like, it's making sense. But sometimes she can just open my eyes to different things. I always like to tell the story about when we were dating, I'm doing photography, and my wife signed me up for a wedding show. And I'm like, why? Because I didn't do weddings. Oh, I wanted to, but I didn't really do them. She was like, yo, you about to get in front of all these brides. Now it's time to pitch yourself. If this is what you want to do, she was like, maybe you get somebody, maybe you don't, but now you get to talk to people. And it was just a new avenue for me to navigate into that world, which I can respect and I can hope, which I love. So definitely communication. All right. We got to talk about the barbershop. I know we talked about it earlier. We got it out that y'all want to charge $100 a cut. Jalen Rose said you shouldn't pay anything less than $100.
Agreed. No, I'm playing.
See? 50 Cent fly his barber out. Let me ask you this.
Okay.
This is the part of the show where I get to ask you questions.
Okay.
What is the worst topics you hate hearing in the barbershop? Like, let's do that. What do you hate talking about?
Man, what do I hate talking about?
Because every time
I don't talk about it, but I listen in on it.
Oh, gosh.
Bruh, No, I mean it ain't as crazy as you think. This is one I'm just tired of.
Okay.
Kobe, LeBron, Jordan.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sick of that shit. And I'm gonna say it like splice this clip up however you need to. I'm sick of that shit. I am tired of that conversation, bro.
So what's the ranking?
Because we ain't got nowhere. Think about it, bro. We ain't got nowhere. It's people around our age. And maybe Team LeBron or Kobe-ish.
Yeah.
All the older guys, a little bit older than us.
Yeah.
It's between Jordan, Kobe-ish.
Yeah.
All the old guys, it's straight Jordan.
Yeah.
Right?
Or somebody old as hell that we never seen on TV.
It's Will Chamberlain. Like, it's like, I'm sick of that shit, bro. I am sick of that shit.
I remember,
to be honest, like, and it's in every barbershop. Yeah. And everybody's going to find a reason as to why their GOAT is the GOAT.
Bruh. It's no moving. It's no, all right, we came to this conclusion. You know what I used to hate hearing when I used to go to a barbershop? When COVID first started happening, I hate to hear the COVID talk. Because it was like, nobody in here a doctor. Nobody.
You know what was funny? The funniest shit to me, and I laugh about it to this day, is black people thought black people couldn't get it. And I heard that in the shop, and I was like, y'all really believe in this?
The stupidest shit I heard about COVID in the shop was not the stupidest thing I heard. They were saying that, COVID isn't real. Yeah. And I remember the barbershop said they sent out an email like a week later, the whole shop got it.
Bro, and that's exactly how it happens. They was like, man, you got that melanin in you, boy. You ain't gonna catch it. And it's like,
when I say,
bro, I was sick as hell a couple months down the road. Sick as hell. I was like, dang, bro.
I text the whole barbershop. I text them because I have everybody's number. I have everybody IG. I said, yeah. Y'all was telling me this shit was fake. Yeah, now none of y'all ain't making money for the next week because y'all sick. Like, it was crazy. I hate that topic. That was a rough time in the shop. I absolutely hate barbershop talk. I remember one time there was a conversation. It was a boy, and you can always tell he had the Knicks fitted Knicks jacket on. Yes. I remember I had to be fresh in college. And he was in there arguing with everybody about if Melo was better than Jordan because he was a young boy, but he was from New York. And I was just like, yo, I'm never engaging on sports topics in a barbershop. And then as I got older, I'm like, I'm never talking about health shit. Cause
you want to know something funny, bro? I completely always steered away from those conversations. And I've only worked in technically on paper 2 shops, right?
Okay.
I've been the only Division I athlete in there.
I bet you hate hearing sports.
And songs. I'm like, I hate hearing about it because like even this is the one that pisses me off the most is when they say somebody in the league sucks.
Oh yeah,
and I know how hard it is to make it to college, bro.
Yeah,
like, and I'm just like, and then Division I, and like I didn't go big Division I. Like I ain't play like Bama or nothing like that, obviously. So like I know how hard it is to make it to that point, and you think this motherfucker just slid past everybody and made it to the league.
These niggas didn't make their high school team.
You didn't make your high school?
Like, bro. I love having that conversation. Like, I love hearing that. Like, oh, nah, they trash, they wash. And I'm like,
bro.
Me, I never played in college, but I remember this. I'll tell this story. I went to UNC Pembroke for 1 semester. And so I played high school ball, but I was at some trash high school, so I'm not finna do that. So I get to college, I'm like, yo. And I knew somebody that was on the basketball team. So I'm like, yo, maybe I get myself straight, practice, whatever. See if I can just go out there and do whatever. Man, I went to the gym one time just to play pickup. I saw the niggas who wasn't on the team. I said, oh, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm good. Y'all, and look, my career is officially over today. And I was like, I am done. But like, it's funny, like you play against people and you see people. And then like I always tell people, like, you need to specify. Yeah. They ass in the league.
In the league.
Like, you got to say that because when you go to these pickup gyms, these boys be nice.
Bro.
Like,
it's different.
Yo, you should go play flag football. It's come to the Olympics. Man. Better be a pro league.
I ain't doing shit. I don't know the last time I opened stride. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna keep cutting these clippers on. That's it.
We can get you in shape, man.
Nah, bro. I'm done, bro. See, I'm not gonna lie to myself.
No,
I'm not gonna lie to myself.
Look,
but like, bro, that shit kills me, bro. I'm like,
my back hurt now.
Like waking up,
bro.
Like, bro. And they kill me when they say, they be like, bro, he trash. I'm like, bro, you are a 5'3" point guard. Like, you were trash,
bro. I remember we played. So I played against. So I went to Mooresville Christian, and this is when I realized, like, oh, the private schools, they play sports different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to learn that when you in high school. Like,
yeah.
Oh, the school. There's high schools with money. I think that's how I'm trying to put it, right. And so I remember we playing. They might be some Christian school out there on the lake, and I can't get their name is slipping me. And I remember we in high school, they like, yo, y'all got to play their JV team. Mm-hmm. So we pissed because I'm like, I'm a senior. I'm like, why are we about to play a JV team?
Yeah.
Like, and so we bitching at school. We like, nah, that's gonna make us look bad, bro. The gym is close. Their school is closest to our house, like my house. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna just get there early, bruh. They was playing some school in Florida. Niggas taking shots from half court, like swishing them. Just
bro.
This I said, and then they called out the team name. They was talking about different countries they didn't move these kids over here to go here to, like, they live with some family in the school. Like, they didn't pay this person's family from like a whole different country so this kid can come here. He's 7'3". I said, oh, I get it. I'm the tallest nigga on our team. I get, like, people play sports different. So I do understand the sports thing. Now, I do got a question. This is personally for my crib.
Okay.
My boy is 2. He hasn't gotten a haircut yet.
Okay.
But a day is coming where he has to get a cut.
Okay.
What are some tips for him to get his first haircut? Because some of these parents need to know. Some of these people need help. Like, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's a single mom who got to take her kid in, whether it's me who's like, yo, what's about to happen? Because I already know how my boy about to act. If he acting the way he acting now, shit going left. So what's some tips?
Some of the help you're going to get is from God. Because I'm going to be real, bro. Sometimes it just take a hope and a prayer. Like, and just like any situation, even with parenting, bro, no kid is the same when it comes to the barbershop situation. So I have told and seen people do this method, right?
Okay.
But you already passed it, so the kid is already here. I've seen people literally turn the clippers on beside the belly. I've seen this, bro. I've seen it. This shit sounds crazy.
Yo.
They do it when they get out the womb.
Okay.
And then they just, like, up until this point, they gradually, for whatever reason, they cut the clippers on, right? I guess they get used to the sound. I don't know. But I've seen it work, right? And I've seen that shit not work. So at the same time, I don't know if it's really a thing or not. I just think I think, first off, you know if your kid bad or not if they go in that shop. You know.
Do people know their kid's bad?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody know their kids. Like, they know when their kid is bad. They know when their kid is just active. They know when their kid is shy or excited, whatever the case may be.
And stop lying.
Stop lying, bro. Stop lying to us. Because the first sign I see is when they like, he sat through this and it's nothing related to getting a haircut. It's nothing. Like, it was something he enjoyed doing. Most kids not going to enjoy it. I did enjoy getting haircuts growing up, according to my mom.
Yeah.
But no kid is the same. I do think one thing that I have done, I let kids feel clippers. Like, I let them hold it. Okay. You know, some clippers that obviously that'd be hard to cut on.
Yeah.
I've let a kid hold it just so they see it's not gonna harm them.
Yeah.
And bro, after that, man, you just kind of got to be patient, and like, for me, man, I don't cut that many kids. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm about to say
I've been that guy where I was just like,
nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm straight on that.
Yeah,
because it feels like, for me, man, I always had the worst of the worst when I was in the shop. Like, I remember the last kid I cut in the mall. This was the last straw for me, bro. He was getting a haircut, and I'll never forget, man, the dude. No, matter of fact, I was supposed to have been cutting him next. I was supposed to, because my dude was leaving, and he was trying to pass him on to me, and I was like, bro, I'm straight on that. I'm cool on that, whatever it was at the time. I never forget, he turned around to grab another clipper. Little dude somehow maneuvered and grabbed the hair duster and took off out of the shop. And I mean, he looked like Jesse Owens, like, talking about on some, Usain Bolt shit running down the mall, bro, with the cape on. He tripping over the cape. He got a neck duster like he just stole it. And I'm just like, yeah, this ain't for me, bro. And speaking of moms, they can make the situation worse too, bro.
Oh yeah, what?
Because
y'all lost the shot to. We lost the shot to the women.
The famous saying of giving them something to cry for, that shit is not going to help the situation during that time. Because first off, they're going to be crying, they're going to be sweating, and they're going to be moving because you done popped them, you done did whatever. Or the moms that's in there to really shoot their shot. Yeah. That be happening too. They be, hey, and they, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, they bring them there. They got other motives as well.
Facts.
Hey, they looked on your portfolio and they was looking at the haircut, but they was also looking at the nigga in the background doing the cut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Pay attention to the task at hand, man.
Look.
You know what I'm saying?
Whenever I see, I forgot who took my nephew to get a haircut. It might have been me or my dad. But anyway, my boy. But you know what? My nephew was straight because me and my barber used to live together. So he used to cut him there. And I used to be like, yo, just chill, relax. And so that was fine. But I do laugh at moms, man. Because sometimes when I've been in there and I seen them come in, it's, yo, don't make me give you something to cry about. Or it's like, stop, straighten up, don't do this. And it's like, yo, you don't know what that kid is thinking because they don't know what that is. It's loud. It's right by their ear. And
it's equivalent to like a bee being by us in our ear.
Yeah.
You hear a buzzing and immediately you tripping out.
Yeah, you just like,
you know
what's
what I'm saying?
going on?
And obviously it's two different things, but it's like it's foreign and it's something that you're just like, what is that in my ear?
What's going on?
So you kind of it gotta be a comfort thing, you know what I'm saying, for them. And as a barber, man, just let me know. If you don't think they're gonna sit still, just let me know. I mean, or if you don't even know, just let me know.
Yeah. So
I don't go in assuming that they're going to be just chilling because they're not. Bro. You know what I'm saying? Because every situation is different, man. Like,
I don't know what we gonna do.
We got like I got a homeboy, and I just call them all my nephews. Like, yeah, like one of them, he is 3.
Yeah,
man, he'll sit there for a second, but. But after you got a limited amount of time, my boy. Right. You better make it quick and make it count. Because after that, he tired. He like, bro, I'm done with it. And then my other homeboy, man, his kid just turned 1 and like he'll sit through a fade. Damn. Like he'll sit through a fade, bro. Like he got his first fade before his first birthday. Damn. And he sat through it. As long as you turn on some Miss Rachel or some shit like that. Yeah. Like, he'll sit through it, bro. And my other boy though, it's just like, hey man, hey, we gonna tap, go. And he just, you know, he getting a little line up. And I just try to like keep him in his environment. He the only one to like get house calls from me type situation, you know.
Oh, so, y'all be taxing on the house calls. Y'all tax on the house call.
Why wouldn't we though?
Exactly. Facts. No, I'm with you.
I'm about to say, why wouldn't we though?
Look, you know, part of this is jealousy. You know what I'm saying? As a photographer, when people like, oh, come to my house. I had to tell one client last year, she wanted me to do her holiday session at her crib. Yeah. And you know, you did the holiday session with me last year. And she wanted it at her crib. And I was just like, no. Yeah. And she lived way out in Ballantyne. You know, I was on the north side of Charlotte. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. It's far. And you're going to pay me the same. Like, I got to tax you. Yeah. And like, but you know how they go. All right. Can you tell people to take that little dust off their face, the dead skin, when they had the white line on they? Can you tell them? Can you look at the camera and tell them that? That shit get on my nerves. As a look.
Oh, you talking about the barber leaving it on?
Yeah. Do clients ever ask for it? Let me ask you that.
Okay, so a lot of times, right? People, this is what the white line situation is about. So some people don't went crazy with it. I'll say I'll deduct the point from the barbers for that, right? But I feel like before this point, so people were chasing like that crispy look. Okay. Or like the image of it being like super duper sharp, right? Mm-hmm. So what happened with that is people kind of went overboard with the pencil situation and essentially leaving it. I use it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, right? But you gotta smear it and you gotta blend it to make it look right. You can't just leave it there the way it is. You can't leave like a thick paint line or nothing like that. Like and it gives off the image when it's done right. It gives a good contrast off the skin to hair. Like it's almost like when a woman does her makeup right and she blends it well.
Yeah,
and it's like, damn, that really looks like. That's like your skin. That's the foundation. Yeah. You know, that looks like your brows. Yeah, obviously you could tell it's not real, but absolutely, it looks great though.
Yeah.
So when it's done right,
it's done right.
It's done right. So like most of the time, like in certain pictures where I have used it, like you can't tell that I used it at all.
Yeah.
Because sometimes sometimes people, what they do is they're imitating that you went over with a razor. When like, let's say somebody couldn't handle the razor for whatever reason, or you don't know how to do it yet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's the young barbers that they just copying what they see, but they don't know how to do it correctly.
Get rid of that shit. Look, man,
I don't think it's get rid. I think it's some correction on it that needs to be done on it.
Dust it off.
I don't leave it though either, because I'm just like, that shit look chalky. Shit looks chalky. So like I said, you gotta blend it, bro. You gotta blend it, bro. You got to, because that shit be looking crazy sometimes.
Man, I had a dude. He was on Facebook. He might see this because I'm probably gonna chop this part. Well, I'm not. I ain't gonna do that to you, bro. Lucky I can't think of your name. And I told him, he posted it. He was like, "Yo, look at me." Blah blah blah. I'm like, bro, you didn't tell your barber to take that off, because it was like hours after his cut.
Yeah, like even if the barber take it for the picture to show like, yo, I got this shit like sharp.
Yeah,
take it off after, bro. You can't leave him walking around like that, even if you take the picture like that.
Yeah,
like, but I don't even put it in the pictures because I don't want you to have the invitation that I leave it like that.
Bro, he was in the car.
Oh no, he tripping.
And I was like, yo. So I told him, I was like, it's dead skin on your face. And he was like, no, it's not. And then I noticed like an hour later it was deleted because I think he realized like, because the dude hit him with the razor. Yeah. He just never took it. And it was sharp. It was fly. But I'm like, bro, you in your car.
Yeah.
Like, what you doing, man?
I was like, damn, he ain't put no alcohol on it? Nothing?
You know these niggas dirty. All right, tell me which one of these places. So a group of ladies made a list. They said places men shouldn't take them on the first date.
Okay. I got to pull up my little list too, man.
Tell me if you agree or disagree. Cheesecake Factory. First date.
That can't go?
Can't go.
Disagree.
Applebee's.
Agreed.
Chili's.
I'm looking at the list, bro. Most of these I wouldn't do.
Okay, tell me which one. Tell me if you would do it or not do.
I say movies is cool.
You'll do that. What else? Yeah, tell me the ones you would do. Come on, man. You ain't gonna take it to no fast food spot?
Bro, Chipotle is definitely off the list. I've never been in Chipotle and my stomach didn't hurt after.
Bro, I've been to Chipotle twice and I said I don't need no more pepper in my life.
So I'm not going there because I'm gonna have to use the bathroom after. So
I think the biggest thing for me was, yo, I grew up in the church. I'm never taking nobody to church with me on the first date. And I'm never. If you say, yo, I want you to dress up nice.
Yeah.
And we pull up to your church on the first date, like if she suggests like, oh, I pick out the first date when we pull up at your church, I am not going in.
I'm not.
That was like the biggest red flag for me.
I think if you have somebody exciting, or willing to do something sports related, I think bowling is cool.
Yeah, I like I didn't get the bowling, the bar, like a bar. I think a lot of people look in, you know what? Mike always loves to say first date sometimes for some women is dick and dinner. And like, and so like I seen a lot of these, I'm like, oh, these ain't dick and dinner spots. Like, you know, or they really are. And it's obvious, right? But like I looked at bowling, I was like, what's wrong with that? I thought a sporting event wasn't bad. You know, it wasn't a first date. So I get, and like,
yeah, I wouldn't do that for like no first date type situation.
Yeah.
I'll be real. So like, I think you can essentially say we kind of had two first dates.
Yeah, okay.
Because my first date, so to speak, was technically, if you're gonna be technical, where I got to know her, where I really had shot my shot was like Waffle House.
Yeah.
because it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, this is literally the only thing open.
Open, yeah.
Boom. But I actually took her to a steakhouse on my first date. My first real date.
Look at you, see? Doing too much. Doing too much. That's why
you think that's too much though?
Nah.
I was about to say,
nah.
Because for me, man, I first date, I seen the video that everybody's talking about, and she was tripping about the cheesecake thing, because the Cheesecake Factory, it's like, I think that news anchor said it, like, they got hella options.
They do.
So if you really don't know what somebody like, I feel like that's a decent place to go to.
You know, my issue with the Cheesecake Factory girl was, in reality, she was late to the first place he was taking her.
Yeah.
And they missed so he was taking her to a nicer spot, and she said it. She was like, I'm sorry I was late and I missed our reservation. It's like, well,
yeah,
if I'm
kind of on you.
Yeah, it is on you. And if I'm what you want me to do?
Book 2 Ruth Chris, two Eddie V's.
Yeah, let's just go to Capitol Grill, because they, whatever. Hell nah. Like, and then you came out wearing that, so I'm definitely not. And you know what, fellas? I'm gonna tell men this, and before we get up out of here, stop taking chicks to your house for the first date. Like, it's just not. It's just, you doing too much.
You doing way too much.
Too much, too early, and you looking bad, man. Looking bad. All right, before we get out of here, tell people how they can find you. Give us some announcements. What you got going on?
All right, so
how can they book a service?
I got a lot of shit going on right now, but most importantly, you can follow me on all platforms. Hopefully, you can put this up in some way, shape, or form.
I got you.
At Olympus Cuts, that will be on IG, which I'm the most active on. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, which I'm about to tap into as well.
Yeah.
So as far as like things coming out, I definitely need people to, sell me out when I drop these products. You know what I'm saying? First thing is gonna be, you got the beard, so you can cop a little beard kit from me. Got that coming out. We're recording, like I said, for YouTube right now. So
yeah,
we're doing some tutorial based things. I definitely want to do some podcast based things on my YouTube channel as well. But yeah, man, you just follow me on all platforms. It's, like I said, specifically IG, just where I'm the most active right now. But that also has a link to booking. That'll have the link when I drop the products. That'll have my YouTube up there, all in the bio. And yeah, man. So hopefully I get to come back. We can chop it up some more, man. And
absolutely,
you know what I'm saying, talk a little shit.
Absolutely, because I want to encourage everybody to stop becoming entrepreneurs.
Oh hell no.
Yo, stay where y'all at. Stay at y'all corporate jobs,
man.
Stay away.
Hey, they gonna know whether or not they can do that shit or not. Cause
I got a homie right now trying to get into the entrepreneur game. Bruh has had his certification for like a year, still ain't got no job. But he lazy, so he's never gonna. I'm like, oh, okay. I check in every once in a while, be like, yo, how's it going? Oh, I'm still working it out. I'm like, yeah, your ass ain't coming to the dark side.
Nah,
it's cool.
It's dark over here.
Idiot. Yo, if you want to be a photographer, don't. I'm encouraging you to stay your ass at home.
It's dark over here.
But nah, man, I thank you. I appreciate you seriously, because it's hard getting men to come on here to open up, to talk about some things. But I really do appreciate you, man.
Hey, thank you for inviting me, bro, for sure.
Absolutely. And with that, we're going to holler at y'all next time. Good shit, man.